This is WWE's Jerry the King Lawler. And Mountain Empire, this is your wrestling.
All right, wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here, bringing you the action of Southern States Wrestling. We've got a great contest here starting us off this week as we've got Dustin Steal taking on Scott Sterling in the opening contest here. Great matchup to start you off this week as Jamie Harris is your referee. We're coming to you from Gray, Tennessee at the Appalachian Fairgrounds. Great crowd on hand for you at the Appalachian Fairgrounds here in Gray. And Scott Sterling, Dustin Steal opening up for you this week here on Southern States Wrestling. Fans, we're glad you're tuned in, turned on, and checking out the action of the Southern States Wrestling, no matter how you may be joining us all across this great world of ours. As Dustin Steal, Scott Sterling opening up for us. Great event here, Appalachian Fairgrounds, Gray, Tennessee. We've got lots of big matches coming up at Fairgrounds in the near future. We're going to be bringing you more information on that here in this week's edition of Southern States Wrestling. Fans, Scott Sterling's got Dustin Steal all in the corner, but Dustin Steal right there ducked away and got out of no man's land, as they say. Scott Sterling thought he had Dustin pinned back there, was going to do some damage on the young man, but Dustin was smart enough to get out of that corner and get away from Scott Sterling. As referee Jamie Harris here checking Dustin Steal here. Scott Sterling complaining about anything and everything. And wait a minute, I see Bulldog Mac has joined us at ringside on the right-hand side of your screen. Bulldog Mac has come out in support of Dustin Steal, I'm guessing. And oh, Dustin right there, big forearm on Scott Sterling. As Scott Sterling here having a hard time with this young rookie, Dustin Steal. I guess Scott Sterling might have underestimated Dustin in this matchup here. I tell you what, great action coming to you throughout the Virginias, Carolinas. I want to remind you, fans, when you get the opportunity to come see us live, you want to be sure to do so. Bluefield, West Virginia, Saturday night, September the 5th. We return to Bluefield, West Virginia at the auditorium. You want to be sure to join us on Saturday, September 5th in Bluefield, West Virginia. It's going to be a great night of action. And then on Friday, September the 4th, Russell County Fairgrounds. We're coming at you with a big matchup on Friday, September 4th. Russell County Fairgrounds. Misty James will be there. Iron Cross, Stan Lee, Nate Diamond, and lots more. Scott Sterling right there. Big shoulder block up and over his man. Dustin Steal now. Oh, big hip toss right there on Scott Sterling. And Scott Sterling seeking the refuge of the floor. Beau James, of course, in the corner of Scott Sterling, and Beau James, you see him there complaining to the referee. Beau James, Scott Sterling now united, as you say. And of course, we saw the deed that they perpetrated on along with Bam Bam Coulson when they all attacked Frank Parker, beat him with a hammer and everything else. We saw that footage here on television a couple weeks ago. Scott Sterling now in control of Dustin Steal. Got him in the side headlock position. Fans, also, you want to remind you, Sunday, August the 30th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Carroll County Fairgrounds, Hillsville, Virginia. Going to be a big card of action that afternoon as well. Dustin Steal's got a roll up on Scott Sterling. Got a 2 count out of it right there. Scott Sterling comes up, caught him with a closed fist right to the face. Dustin Steal almost got a victory over Scott Sterling right there. But Scott Sterling punched him right square in the nose and put a stop to it. Sunday, August the 30th, Carroll County Fair, Hillsville, Virginia, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. WWE Hall of Famer Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant will be there August the 30th in Hillsville. Scott Sterling, back elbow right there, taking Dustin Steal down now. Going in for a cover, referee's in, and got a 2 count out of that. Referee Jamie Harris again got a 2 count again with Scott Sterling as he's trying to pin Dustin Steal. Fans, want to remind you and thank you, Lance Dykes Insurance, for all of your final insurance needs. Don't leave your family with bills. Don't leave your family in a bad place. Talk to Lance Dykes today. Get hold of Lance Dykes and make those arrangements. Put that policy in place to ensure your family's safety and future tomorrow. Scott Sterling continuing to work on Dustin Steal here. Stomped him right in the face right there on that one. Great event here for you at the Gray, Tennessee Appalachian Fairgrounds. And like I said, fans, Russell County Fairgrounds, we're coming to see you Friday, September the 4th, Castlewood, Virginia, Russell County Fairgrounds. You want to be sure to join us. It is free admission to the wrestling once you pay to enter the fair. So be sure to come out and support us. Russell County Fairgrounds, Castlewood, Virginia, Friday night, September the 4th. Sunday, August 30th, 3 o'clock, Carroll County Fairgrounds, Hillsville, Virginia. Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant in Hillsville on August the 30th. And, of course, Bluefield, West Virginia, we're coming back to see you on September the 5th. We're back in Bluefield on Saturday, September the 5th. Scott Sterling in control of Dustin Steal, got him wrenched down, reverse chin lock. You see Beau James pacing about at ringside, and also Bulldog Mac in the far corner supporting Dustin Steal. Steal now making his way back up to a vertical base. Catches Scott Sterling with a couple of elbows right there. Ducks under that clothesline. Scott Sterling, oh wow, Dustin Steal caught him right there. Cross body block. And Sterling comes up swinging. Caught him with a hard right hand and an elbow right to the top of the head. Scott Sterling now has Dustin Steal draped across that second rope. Choking him on that second rope. Referee Jamie Harris in there trying to break this thing up. And there you see Beau James. Beau James now reaching in and got Dustin with a hard shot right there to the face. Dustin Steal's been punched in the face about 10 times at least in this matchup. And that's to be expected when you're watching Southern States Wrestling, fans. And you got guys like Scott Sterling and Beau James in there. Reverse chinlock position once again by Scott Sterling on Dustin Steal. And fans, we look forward to you coming out and seeing us. All these great events we got coming up, rolling into the fall months. As things are cooling down, things will be heating up in Southern States Wrestling. They always are. Dustin Steal now making his way back up to a vertical base. And catches Scott Sterling with a couple of elbows right there. Into the ropes, leapfrogs his man. Up and over. And Beau James caught him, tripped him there, it looks like. Scott Sterling now with a neck breaker. Rolls him up, referee's in, and indeed he did. As Beau James interjected himself, you see the instant replay right there at the action. Beau James with a trip and Scott Sterling with the win. Next week, Bulldog Mac Iron Cross versus Beau James and Scott Sterling to crown new tag team champions right here next week. When you come back, we've got lots more Southern States Wrestling, fans, and be sure to join us next week for that huge match. Bulldog Mac Iron Cross versus Beau James and Scott Sterling to determine new tag team champions here in Southern States Wrestling. We'll be back right after this. Time out.
Hi everyone, it's your friend Misty James. I'm here to tell you it's never too early to protect your family with life insurance and have peace of mind for you and your loved ones. Funerals double in price every 10 years. Do you have the money or benefits needed? Your loved ones could be left with medical bills and other expenses. Protect them now. Call my friend Lance Dykes, independent agent in Tennessee and Virginia, who has common sense approach to life insurance with no pressure sales. He is someone who will listen to you and work for you. Affordable premiums that will never increase. No medical exam. No decrease in coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled as long as you pay your premium. Top insurance carriers. Call Lance today and protect your family.
Calvary Baptist Church, 1238 Pine Street, Kingsport, Tennessee. Regular schedule of services. Sunday, 9:15 a.m. for Bible study fellowship class for all ages. 10:30 a.m. worship. 6 p.m. blast for children, wake for youth. Sunday Night Life for adults. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., children and youth activities. 3D Bible study for adults.
If you are part of a nonprofit organization, listen to this. You now have the opportunity to bring the wrestling TV stars to your town and make money for your group. Over the past 2 decades, Southern States Wrestling has helped raise money for church groups, schools, ball teams, volunteer fire departments, children's hospitals, Ronald McDonald House, scout troops, and many more. Our staff is waiting to hear from you and get started on what could be your biggest fundraiser to date. Southern States Wrestling and your group are the perfect tag team to raise the funds you need.
Frank Parker and Scott Sterling used to be one of the most dominant tag teams, not only in Southern States Wrestling, but across the world. Things change, people change, and now Beau James and Scott Sterling are united in an effort to take Frank Parker out of the sport of professional wrestling. They've gone so far as to use hammers, bring people out of crowds, and everything you can imagine. Let's take a look at Beau James, Scott Sterling, and Frank Parker, and this feud that has no end in sight.
Heck no, he's not done.
He's trying to break his wrist, it looks like. He is. He's trying to break his wrist. He's got that chain. He's utilizing the chain. And Beau's trying to break his arm here. He's got that chain wrapped around.
But I know I don't have to worry about Beau James. And I know that I don't have...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I just walked in here to wait to hear my turn. I hear my own nephew say he don't have to worry about me. You just said it right here on TV in front of everybody to hear. You think because you're the hot new thing, you're young, you think you don't have to worry about your uncle? You better ask this guy right here, Joe Wheeler, because he'll tell you, you better worry about me. I'm the person that put Robert Fuller's lights out. I'm the person that got up from Jerry Lawler's pile driver, and you're going to come on this TV. Joe Wheeler, if it wasn't even for me, you wouldn't be on this TV. If it wasn't even for me, nobody would even care about you. Tell me you ain't got to worry about me. I put my whole life in this profession, and you're going to come on TV and make some smart remark like that.
Joe, all I was going to say is I don't have to worry about Beau James breaking the rules.
Oh, wait a minute. Beau got him. Beau got him. He's got the arm. Oh, no. Beau's going to teach him one way or another, I guess. He's got the arm, and Jake's tapped out. Jake's tapped out. But what damage has been done here? That could have broke his arm or separated the shoulder completely. There you have your new television champion, Beau James. But at what expense has this cost Jake? Look at the pain as Jake's writhing in pain here. And now Scott Sterling's come out to pick the bones. Are you kidding me? And Beau James is walking out of the arena. Beau James is leaving the arena. Beau James is seeing what's happening here. He stopped at the dressing room door and he sees what's happening, but he's not coming back to the ring. Frank Parker and Scott Sterling both now. As Beau James stands in the corner and watches this. Frank Parker is trying to reason with Scott Sterling. He's trying to reason with him. Jake's been injured bad enough at this point in time. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, and Frank Parker! Frank Parker right there.
Then you got Frank Parker coming out there after I've been trying to talk to him for weeks, trying to talk to him for a long time. He finally comes out, says, Scott Sterling, that's enough. You've beat the kid enough. Well, you know what, Frank Parker? Not only did you get your stinking arm broke, Beau James broke your spirit. Beau James ripped your guts out. I can't believe it, Joe. We've been friends forever. And then Frank Parker comes out, tells me, back off. You've done enough. Leave the kid alone. Well, I haven't done enough. I'm sick of this crap. Joe, you're behind all this. Southern States Championship Committee's behind all this, trying to keep me down. I don't know who's friends anymore, but I know one.
Been in this business. I've given this, the wrestling business, my heart, my soul, my blood, my sweat, my tears. My #1 priority for 22 years. I still love this sport with all of my heart. But there comes a time you've got to step back and take a look in the mirror. And if you don't like what you see, maybe it's time to change it.
Beau James has come to ringside. He's up on the... Oh, my, what in the world did he just hit him with? Parker is busted open and bloodied. And again, hitting him in the head with a...
And I'm going to give my hand to Scott Sterling right here on TV that I will fight with you to take care of Frank Parker just as hard as I fought against you and Frank Parker.
He's trying to cripple him. He is absolutely trying to cripple him. Like Frank Parker did to Beau James with a baseball bat. This hatred runs so deep. Absolutely unbelievable here. As Beau James now disposing of these young guys coming out trying to break things up. Attack continues. Look at that hammer he's got in his hand, and again, right to the back and lower spine.
This Southern States Wrestling program is brought to you in part by Lance Dykes Life Insurance. Lance is an independent agent in Tennessee and Virginia. It's never too late to protect your family and set up a no-pressure appointment. Lance will be happy to meet with you and work with you on policies that fit any budget. With final expense, whole life, and term insurance, Lance provides insurance for top-name carriers. It's never too late. Protect your family now. Contact Lance Dykes Life Insurance.
Singing country music. That's what I've always dreamt of doing as a young boy. Growing up in South Carolina, it was out of the ordinary to dream such a dream. I moved to Nashville to get a record deal, and I didn't really know what I was doing. My faith was really tested. I wrote this song called Long Black Train. When I laid the pen down, I said, nobody's ever going to want to hear this.
Bell's gone. Match is underway. Triple threat matchup here this week. Southern States Wrestling fans, we're glad you're tuned in, turned on, and checking out the action. Southern States Wrestling, as this should be a great triple threat matchup. Young Gun Challenge here. The winner to advance in the top 10, as we've got Joe Briggs and Bulldog Mac getting us started here. We're coming to you from Dublin, Virginia, at the New River Valley Fair, one of our great fair events we do each fall here with Southern States Wrestling. As Bulldog Mac with a nice reversal, and great mat wrestling there being displayed by Bulldog Mac and Joe Briggs, as Briggs comes over and caught Nate Diamond, it looked like, with a kick, as Nate Diamond is in this triple threat matchup as well. Bulldog Mac in control of Joe Briggs with a side headlock position. Referee Patrick Perdue calling the matchup here for us. Bulldog Mac up and over his man, always high flying, always athletic. Oh, Bulldog Mac, couple of big chops there on Joe Briggs. Takes him into the ropes, up and over his man, beautifully executed leapfrog, and caught his man right there with a leg lariat. I tell you what, excitement personified right here. Southern States Wrestling. Bulldog Mac in the house with you. Up and over he goes. Oh my, he took Briggs out right there. Nate Diamond now making his impact known in the matchup. Getting set up here, picking his moment as he dives over the top rope onto Bulldog Mac and Joe Briggs here at Dublin, Virginia, New River Valley Fair. Excitement as always here with Southern States Wrestling fans. I tell you what, Bluefield, West Virginia, Saturday, September 5th. We're coming to see you, Bluefield, on September the 5th. Castlewood, Virginia, on September the 4th at the Russell County Fairgrounds in Castlewood, Virginia. That's on a Friday night, September the 4th, 7 o'clock at the fairgrounds. Misty James, Iron Cross, Stan Lee, Nate Diamond, Beau James. Going to be a great matchup. Great night, Friday, September 4th in Castlewood, and of course, September the 5th, Bluefield, West Virginia at the auditorium. Also, fans, speaking of these great fair events, Carroll County Fair, Hillsville, Virginia, Sunday, August the 30th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You've got WWE Hall of Famer Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant will be in the house Sunday, August the 30th, Carroll County Fair, Hillsville, Virginia. Nate Diamond with a big shoulder block right there on Bulldog Mac up and over his man. Bulldog Mac blocked that one, or Nate Diamond rather blocked that one, got a hip toss and a beautifully executed drop kick right to the side of the jaw. He could have him right here. 2 count only on that one. Bulldog Mac going to be teaming up with the Iron Cross next week right here, Southern States Wrestling, to take on Beau James and Scott Sterling to crown new tag team champions. You don't want to miss that, fans, next week right here on Southern States Wrestling. But we've got a great triple threat matchup in the ring right now. Joe Briggs taking back over on Bulldog Mac with a couple of hard chops in the corner. Bulldog Mac now being into the ropes. Handstand. Oh, into a back elbow attempted, but Joe Briggs caught him right there. Joe Briggs had that move scouted, and Joe Briggs is in control right now, and Bulldog Mac is in trouble. And Briggs now with a blatant chokehold. Referee Patrick Perdue getting in there and breaking this thing up. Action and excitement as always with Southern States Wrestling fans. We're glad you tuned in this week. Be sure to join us next week with that huge tag team matchup coming for you. Joe Briggs now putting Nate Diamond out again, going for the cover. Referee's in and got a 2 count only on that one. Like I said earlier, fans, Bluefield, West Virginia, Saturday, September the 5th. We're looking forward to seeing you guys in Bluefield. We got lots of great events scheduled for Bluefield coming up through the rest of this year. Bulldog Mac with a roll-up right there, got a 2 count on that one, and Joe Briggs right there exploded with a clothesline. Cover now, and 2.5 right there. Referee Patrick Perdue is getting the workout on this one. Triple threat matchup, Young Guns Challenge. The winner of this advances in the top 10, thus advances towards getting a title shot here in Southern States Wrestling. Oh, and Joe Briggs just dumped Nate Diamond right out on the floor right there, or on the ground here as we're outdoors, Dublin, Virginia at the New River Valley Fair. We appreciate all you great folks up in Virginia, West Virginia, throughout East Tennessee, down in North Carolina, watching us on broadcast television and on Facebook, social media. Joe Briggs got a 2 count right there once again on Bulldog Mac. But Bulldog Mac's got some fight left in him. We do appreciate all the great folks tuning in, turning on and checking us out. If you're in Tennessee or Virginia, you need to check out Lance Dykes Insurance for all of your final insurance needs, all of your final expenses. You don't want to be that guy that leaves your family with a bunch of bills and a bunch of debt when you pass away. Lance Dykes can help you put a plan in place very affordably to make sure your family is taken care of when your time comes. Joe Briggs, big body slam right there on Bulldog Mac. Drops that knee right on the head here. This could do it. Referee's in and got a 2 count only on that one. As Joe Briggs now moving back in on Nate Diamond, who's resurfaced on the corner there. And Briggs with a drop kick. Caught him right in the face on that one. Explosive power by Joe Briggs and agility as he hit that drop kick out of nowhere. I tell you what, Joe Briggs certainly not one of my favorite guys here in Southern States Wrestling, but you got to give the devil his due, as this old saying goes. He can compete, no question about that. And what a clothesline right there as he explodes once again on Bulldog Mac after Bulldog Mac had him rocking with a couple of great shots. Joe Briggs now in for a cover once again. and got a 2 count only on it. Joe Briggs, of course, former television champion here in Southern States Wrestling. Bulldog Mac, former tag team champion with his partner, the Iron Cross. Like I said, fans, next week, Bulldog Mac, Iron Cross versus Beau James and Scott Sterling. We will crown new tag team champions right here next week on television, so you want to be sure to join us. Joe Briggs in for a cover. Referee's in. Got a 2 count only on that one. Bulldog Mac has got some fight left in him. No question about that. This is a great young competitor. He is double tough. And Joe Briggs has got to pull something else out of his pocket to put him away. Big suplex once again by Briggs. Keeps him hooked here. Oh, man, I tell you what, the Three Amigos, God rest his soul, Eddie Guerrero, he made that move famous. 3 suplexes in a row. Joe Briggs feels like he's got him here. In for the cover. And 2 count only. 2 count only. Bulldog Mac kicked right out of that. I tell you what, fans, great action and excitement. Triple threat matchup here. Southern States Wrestling Young Guns Challenge. Nate Diamond back into the matchup. Joe Briggs takes him and dumps him right back out of the ring. As Nate Diamond here back out on the floor. Triple threat matchup, Young Gun Challenge, the winner to advance in the top 10. Bulldog Mac and Joe Briggs just slugging it out here. Joe Briggs now brings Mac over, takes him face first into that turnbuckle. Fans, we do appreciate you tuning in, turning on, checking out Southern States Wrestling, joining us each and every week. What a tremendous week we've had again, as always, here at Southern States Wrestling. Action and excitement. Bulldog Mac now up and over the rope and caught Joe Briggs. Nailed him with that clothesline right there. Bulldog Mac waiting on Briggs now as he makes his way back to the vertical base. Ducked under that clothesline attempt, and he caught that back elbow right there. He went for it a second time, and it paid off this time. Joe Briggs wasn't able to catch him and suplex him like he did earlier. Bulldog Mac now setting up Joe Briggs. Got him hooked here. Both men jockeying for position. As Joe Briggs was able to pull off that suplex there. Taking advantage of that situation. Fans, we only got a couple of minutes left in this week's program. We do appreciate you joining us this week. As always, in Southern States Wrestling, be sure to join us live when we come to you Saturday, September 5th, Bluefield, West Virginia. September the 4th on that Friday night in Castlewood, Virginia at the Russell County Fairgrounds. And, of course, Sunday, August the 30th, Carroll County Fair, Hillsville, Virginia. August the 30th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, WWE Hall of Famer, Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Iron Cross, Misty James, Beau James, and a lot more. August the 30th. Join us for those great live events. You can meet the wrestlers, shake hands, get an autograph, take pictures, and have a great time. As always, here with Southern States Wrestling. Nate Diamond now, big backdrop on Joe Briggs. Nate Diamond perched on that second rope. Joe Briggs is in trouble here. As Bulldog Mac now coming back in. Nate Diamond misses that dive. We've got 2 men down. As Bulldog Mac is in the corner here. This match is coming down to it, fans. Don't forget, next week, it's Bulldog Mac, Iron Cross versus Beau James, Scott Sterling. The tag team titles will be crowned next week right here on television. Bulldog Mac is going to that top rope. Joe Briggs is in trouble on the canvas. Oh, and Bulldog Mac just caught him right there. This is going to do it. Fans, we appreciate you joining us here with Southern States Wrestling. Be sure to join us next week for that huge tag team matchup. Bulldog Mac, Iron Cross versus Beau James, Scott Sterling to crown new tag team champions here in Southern States Wrestling. That was a huge victory for Bulldog Mac in the Young Guns Challenge. He's advancing in the top 10, and of course you're going to see him next week in action with his partner Iron Cross versus Scott Sterling and Beau James. Fans, be sure to join us next week for more Southern States Wrestling.